Why, hello there, vinyl community. Back here with another video, and I got a lot of records to show, a lot of Psych stuff. I hope everyone's doing well out there. It's been a little bit since I made a video, but I did take a break for a bit because I got busy with work. I'm going to start this off with the only single that I found recently. It's a white label promo original of Little Richard, Long Tall Sally, with the B-side Slippin' and Slidin'. The disc on this is, I'd say VG plus, not quite mint. There's like some scuffs, but other than that, it just looks barely played. It's beautiful condition. It sounds great too. So I'm gonna go on to my LP finds now, and these came from all sorts of places. This first batch is from a record store I've been visiting a lot recently, and yeah, I'm gonna start. This is David Bowie's Space Oddity. The disc on this is like near mint. Has the original inner sleeve as well. I'm not going to have this one for long because I'm actually trading away a few of my records to get some other ones, and I will definitely show those when I get them because there's some really good rarities in there. Some pretty hard to find stuff in that batch, so this is one of the things getting traded. Here's my second find that I got. This is a rare kind of blues album. It's very bluesy. I was going to say Psych, but it's very much more along the blues line. Little Woman, You're So Sweet by Shaky Vic. Very hard to find album. The record store that I go to has like 4 copies of this, okay? And they're all under $15. And it's, from what I saw on Discogs, pretty hard to find. They're all like over $40. And this is a white label promo copy. Yeah, disc on it is like near mint. It's beautiful on Janus. Just a great album too. I've listened to this entire thing. This is the only thing they put out, which is kind of sad because it's a great album. Yeah, this also came out in the UK on the Pi label, I believe. So definitely check this out. Some rare blues stuff right there. This is one I used to have in my collection, but then I gave it to a friend as a Christmas present. And I'm really glad to have it back in my collection because this one's in better condition. The Bob Seger System. This one is original Ramblin' Gamblin' Man. The copy that I gave to a friend had writing all along the back over here. It was like someone had fun writing on the back cover. But yeah, this is an original Capitol copy. The disc is like near mint on it. Beautiful condition. I see this album a lot, but not as originals. I always see it as reissues, like on the green Capitol label. You know, finding an original is very nice. This is one I haven't had in my collection before, but it was really cool to add to the collection. Jackie Lomax, Is This What You Want? Apple Artist, of course, Sour Milk Sea. This is a great album as well. It has the original inner sleeve. And the vinyl looks like it's barely been touched. It is a really clean copy. Really nice one to have. Presents by Led Zeppelin. This was actually the last Led Zeppelin album I needed, and now I have a complete discography from them. I'm pretty sure this was a unmarked promo copy at some point, because I have a few Zeppelin albums with that hole punch in it, and I don't think they would have been in a discount bin, frankly, because, you know, it's Zeppelin, man. I've been holding off till I found a copy for cheap, because this is definitely my least favorite Zeppelin album. I really don't like this album. So I was just holding off on a copy till I found one for cheap, so now I have a complete Zeppelin collection. This is one that I've been wanting, and considering it's the Osmonds, that should come as a shock, because I've never really been a big Osmonds fan. But, Crazy Horses. You know, you can't pass up Crazy Horses when you find it for cheap. It's a great album. All the way through, I've listened to it, shockingly. Has the original inner sleeve. And of course, everyone knows the song Crazy Horses. That's like, it's like they became possessed by the spirits of Black Sabbath and tried to put out a song, and it was Crazy Horses. It was really, Crazy Horses, a very heavy song for such a light group. Like, look at that back cover. Would you expect Crazy Horses from something like this? Like, this is another promo copy right here in stereo. This is the Rose Garden, of course, known for their hit Next Plane to London. Kind of like a bubblegum folk stuff. Not necessarily too psyche, but it has it has psych elements to it. I didn't realize that the inner sleeve split. I gotta glue that later. Unmarked except on side 2. Side 2 it's marked DJ copy. for promotional use only. So yeah, I'm actually gonna put this aside so I can repair that sleeve. Put that right there. I was really glad to find this one because I've been wanting this one for a long time. It has the lyric insert. Um, this is Songs of Leonard Cohen. I just keep the lyric insert like that because that's the way it originally was, I believe. Jacket on is pretty clean, no seam splits, very mild ring wear. I absolutely love this album. This is such a great album all the way through. Um, yeah, it's kind of like a weird fold design on it. And that has the original black inner sleeve. And it's not an original 67 copy. I think it's more along the lines of like a 1970 copy. But it does have the black inner sleeve with it. Really clean copy. I'm not gonna lie. I got this because originally when I went to the record store a few weeks ago, they had a copy of this album that was a first pressing, but I didn't get it. When I went back, I saw this and I thought that was the same copy, so I got it. So I didn't really check the disc because I checked the disc last time. And it wasn't until I got home that I realized, hey, this is actually another copy that isn't the first pressing, but it's still really clean. So either way, I'm not complaining. This is one that was missing from my Doors collection, Other Voices. It's kind of weird. This one doesn't have the insert, but I actually have just the insert laying around because I bought a copy of 13 a while ago that had the insert for Other Voices in it, but I can't find the insert right now, so I need to find it. Here's the gatefolds. But I do have an insert laying around here, so I just need to find it. Original Electra sleeve. Haven't listened to this yet. You know, it's their stuff after Jim died. Now all I need from the Doors is American Prayer to have a complete Doors discography. This is a reissue right here. It's brand new. Very hard to find album for the original, at least. So that's why I got the reissue, and it's a stellar album, too. Felt. This was cheap as well. Yeah, this is just such a great album. I highly recommend it if you're into psych and hard rock. You know, there's some really good standout tracks on here, like Worlds, The Change is great, Weepin' Mama Blues. It's just, the guy that recorded the guitars and vocals for this was only 17. It's crazy. This entire band is just absolutely stellar. Faithful reproduction. Next is a brand new record I got. This is real cool. This is Venus and Mars, Wings, on red and yellow vinyl. This is made in Germany. I'm going to show the vinyl, then I'm going to show all the inserts it comes with, because it comes with the inserts and everything. Inner sleeve. 180 gram red and yellow vinyl. Real cool one to have. This is my favorite Wings album, so I had to pick this up. Like, when I heard this was coming out, I had to get it, because this is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite Wings album. I hear a lot of people choose Band on the Run over this, and it makes me kind of sad, because I feel like this is their best album. It has the stickers. Let me get everything out. I keep stuff in the shrink, so it's sometimes difficult. Ooh, this is real difficult. It comes with both posters. I have original copies of this with posters. None of my original copies have the stickers, but they do have the posters. You don't find these with the stickers too often, but you sometimes find them with the posters. There's the posters. Probably going to put all this stuff back in later. I feel like putting it all back in right now. I'm going to put this to the side as well. Move the sleeve to the side. I finally have an original copy of this because every other copy I've had was a reissue from like the 70s. An original copy of Led Zeppelin 2. Real clean copy, especially for the disc. The disc is beautiful near mint. What I believe is the original inner sleeve. Pretty flimsy vinyl on it. But it sounds great. Really good sounding copy. And it's a great album. Great album. I absolutely love this album. So, real glad to find that. This is a original copy of this. This is pretty hard to find as well, so I was really glad to find it. It's been reissued very recently, I believe, but this is the original. Nina Simone sings the blues. Absolutely adore her voice. This is an original RCA Victor pressing. You know, the disc on it is probably VG minus. It only has a few little scratches and scuffs on each side. It's not perfect, but it's not beat. You know, I got it for I'd say a pretty good price. It was pretty cheap. Still really nice to have because it sounds great. It's an excellent album. This is one that I've had before with just the disc, because I found just the disc for this at a thrift store probably 4 years ago, and then I gave that to a friend. So now I finally have an all-complete original. David Bowie, Low. Essential Bowie album, in my opinion. This is Berlin Trilogy stuff. Someone wrote down the lyrics to some of side 1 on the sleeve. Side 2 right here. This on the black RCA Victor label. That might be Dynaflex. It doesn't really feel like Dynaflex, but it's still pretty flimsy. Just a great album. You know. This is another new record that I had gotten. This is a record club exclusive, and I picked it up for the color vinyl, and this is just an absolutely great album. I highly recommend checking it out. This is Wells Fargo. Watch out. This was psych rock and blues rock out of Zimbabwe in the 70s. And it's really good. It is really good. First, I'm going to show the vinyl, and then I'm going to show the booklet. This was a Vinyl Me Please exclusive, and when these were originally out, they were pretty expensive, but they've dropped like drastically in price, which is why I got it. Here's side 1. Here's side 2. This is just some great stuff right here. The guitar work on this album's phenomenal. And I highly recommend getting this version, because this version comes with a booklet. It comes on the colored vinyl. It's a gatefold. Let me get this booklet out. The coating on the inside makes it really hard to get stuff out. It's like, makes it ridiculously hard. Wells Fargo, watch out. I'm not going to show the whole booklet, but I will flick through a few pages, you know. Highly recommend checking this out. If you're into Psych, you know, just check out some of the songs like Coming Home, Watch Out. There's a bunch of really good songs on here. Here's one I was really glad to find. Like, I was so glad that this came out for Record Store Day. And I think this was the only thing I got that interested me on Record Store Day, because there was no vinyl pressing of this in the US up until now. Harvest Moon. That's one of my favorite Neil Young albums. Definitely one of his better albums. I'd rank it among his top albums. I forgot this was a 2-record set, so I just pulled out disc 2. Comes with an insert and etching. Here's the lyric insert. Here's disc 1. And I highly recommend getting this as well if you like Neil Young. If you haven't heard this, this is like the follow-up to Harvest, and it's very... It's kind of like Harvest. It's very good. There's not a single bad song on this album. Side 4 has an etching of Neil Young himself. Real cool one to have. So if you're a Neil Young fan and don't have this yet, I recommend getting it. You know, I don't think this was super limited, but I know it was kind of limited. Next, I got a bootleg. Yes Shows. Check out the track listing on that. This on Dragonfly Records. Sound quality on it's pretty good. There's a bunch of bootlegs that I got recently that you might see in here that I posted in a video a few weeks ago for a bootleg response thread. I have 2 copies of A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. This is a 1970 pressing. You hear my bird in the background? Good boy. This is a 1970 pressing. I got this because it's in the shrink. It was really cheap. Disc on it is really, really minty. Red and Black United Artists label. And I've never had a stereo copy of this album for the US version. The cover is noticeably a lot flimsier than the next copy I'm going to show. Stereo Hard Day's Night in the Shrink. I forgot to put it back in the sleeve. Now, this is an upgrade for my original mono copy. Disc on it's really nice. There's a spine. It has just a little bit of flaking. So there's just some mild seam wear. Has the original inner sleeve. And disc on it is real nice. So I was real glad to find this and upgrade my other mono copy of A Hard Day's Night. So here's some more bootlegs. This is Led Zeppelin. At the Forum 2 for badge holders only. 2-record set. You probably saw this in my bootleg video, so I'm not going to show the disc. Kiss Takes Tokyo, again in the bootleg video. Kiss Destroys Anaheim, again in the bootleg video. By the way, this is a 2-record set. This is just one disc. This is a Blue Note record, Gems of Jazz. This is a collector's edition. You can see the artists that are featured on here. I got this for a few bucks. Has the original inner sleeve, which, again, I didn't notice has a tear, so I need to glue that as well. Has quite a few little tears at the top. Got it for $1 because there's some rubbing on the label, but other than that, it's still a nice Blue Note sampler album. You could here's some highlights from the Blue Note artists. Doesn't want to go in easy either. This is a MoFi album right here. This is I'll Snort You're the Cat. Original Mobile Fidelity pressing. Doesn't have any inserts or anything. Didn't even have a sleeve when I got it. I got it for $1, so I always buy MoFi stuff when I find it for cheap, you know. And considering that the most I spent on a MoFi album was probably $5, you know, and I have a good MoFi collection right now, real glad, you know. I don't have to have perfection just as long as I find it for cheap, you know, just as long as the disc is nice. Steven Stills too. This is an original copy, has the original inner, original Atlantic, and yeah, really cool to find that. This is Early Orbison by Roy Orbison, original on Monument. So cool one to have. These are These are two Roy Orbison albums that are record club pressings, the Orbison way, and there's only one Roy Orbison. I'm just going to show the disc for one of them, just so you could see. Manufactured by Capitol Records. This is a Capitol Record Club pressing. Disc on it is VG minus, good plus maybe. Has some scratches that are just scattered. This is a Pickwick album, but I'm really glad to have it. It has a mild warp, but it still plays through pretty well. This is B.B. King live at the Regal. I didn't have a copy of this before, so I have a copy now, so I'm really happy about that. I absolutely love this album. I'd say this was the album that actually got me into 60s music, because I had just gotten into B.B. King, and I heard this is one of his most renowned albums. I listened to it, and from the second I heard How Blue Can You Get, it just blew my mind. I'm like, whoa. It's just such a great album. This is a Venezuelan pressing right here. It has a weird kind of paper texture on it. Really weird. It's like canvas. It's interesting. It is Wings, Wildlife. You can probably see the texture on the back. It's like canvas. They reversed the labels on this, which is weird. This is side 1, which normally has Linda on it, and side 2, which normally has Paul on it. So that's kind of interesting that the labels are reversed. Not my favorite Wings on either. It's probably my least favorite Wings on besides Back to the Egg, which Back to the Egg and Wildlife are both still really good albums. Like, it's hard to rank these as, like, you know, what's the weaker album, but I'd say this is the weakest out of the Wings discography. This is a great one right here. Great Psych album. It's not too hard to find, but I was glad to find it anyway because I've never seen a copy in person. This is the Mandrake Memorial's first album. God, this is so cool. This is a great album. This has a lot of rock chord in it, and the disc on it's really nice on Poppy Records. Really good Psych stuff right here. Now here's two of the same album. They're different pressings. So this one is I already have a copy of both these. This is Every Mother's Son. This is a U.S. copy, and I got this because I'll show you in 1 second. It is a mono yellow label promo copy. My other copy, I believe, is mono as well, but this was a promo copy, so I got it because both these copies were cheap. And this is the other copy that I grabbed. This is an original German pressing. Every Mother's Son. Ooh. And standard MGM label, original German copy from '66. Now the last record I have to show, this is an upgrade for me. This is still in the shrink, and they had a lot of fun putting hype stickers on this because this thing has stickers all over the place. Edgar Winter Group, they only come out at night. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 hype stickers on the cover. This is a gatefold in the shrink, by the way. Yeah, let me just grab this. And really nice orange label copy. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of these finds. And as always, if you've been watching my videos but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really hope you do. Really hope you enjoyed the video on these finds. So thank you guys for watching.